All right, guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Fork Over the Ring, where we all know the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And today I'm here to show you guys how to make this super easy stuffed salmon with asparagus and rosemary garlic mashed potatoes. So to get started, we are going to go through and we're going to have lump crab meat and claw mixed together. That's just what I had in the fridge still. That's about a cup and a half maybe. We have a cup of shrimp. I have some chopped up white onions, some parsley and cilantro mixed together. Also, one clove of garlic and about a half a cup of mozzarella cheese. Now, for this portion of the mixture, it doesn't really matter how much you use, it's about how much you want to use. So I use what I had on hand. And to season it, I'm using white pepper, Old Bay seasoning about 2 tablespoons, also pink Himalayan sea salt, and a little bit of garlic and herb seasoning. We're going to mix that all together, and then I'm going to add 2 whole eggs right into the mixture and mix them together because the eggs are going to act as our binding agent. So that when we put the stuffing inside and on top of the salmon, it's almost going to look and act as a crab cake would. So add your 2 eggs, mix that on up, and then you're going to put that right to the side, and you're going to start working on the next portion of this. So now we're going to do the salmon. I've already cleaned it and patted it down. Then I go through and I put fresh squeezed lemon juice on it. And when you see me cut it down the middle, I am cutting it down not so that I cut through the very bottom of it, but just so that I have enough space to part it. Almost like the sea, boo-boo. But then I go through and I add my seasoning on top. My seasoning consists of Old Bay, black pepper, white pepper, paprika, pink Himalayan sea salt, onion, and garlic sauce. I'm seasoning. So whatever you really like. So then as you see, I'm kind of parting it and I'm stuffing that meat in. When you do the original cut, it's not going to seem like you have enough space to stuff a lot of meat in it, but you can. It's fish, so it kind of pushes away easily. And then I like to build mine up high for presentation purposes. So I stuff as much as I can in the middle and then I put the rest on top. If you do have any left over, that's totally fine. You can actually make like a little fake crab cake by adding just a little bit of breadcrumbs to it later. But I actually used all of mine to stuff on top as high as possible. And then I take a little bit of my seasoning that I have left and I sprinkle it right over top of that mix there. You don't need a lot of it, but it's just to add a little consistency. After that, we're going to go to our next part. We're going to go through and start with our asparagus. So I coated the bottom of the pan in butter. Then I added my asparagus with the rest of my fresh lemon juice because I love it like that. The rest of that seasoning mix that I had, or rather some more of that seasoning mix that I had. And you cook that down for about roughly 8 to 10 minutes. I don't like for my vegetables to be mushy. I like for them to have almost like a steamed quality so they still have a lot of bite to them. But you do have to kind of just be considerate of who you're cooking for and how they like for their asparagus to be cooked. Because it's one of those vegetables that can go really right or really wrong. And do not serve anybody no nasty ass, mushy ass asparagus and tell them that I told you to do it. Because I didn't. And that would be a lie and I would have to come find you. So that's it for the asparagus. Then I take it out and I use the same pan. I don't clean it out because I want the seasoning from the bottom to stay. I add butter, about a half a cup of heavy whipping cream, the remaining of that seasoning, a little bit of white wine, nothing sweet unless you like sweet food. I don't. I mix it together. Then I add about a half a cup of shredded Parmesan cheese. Really make 1/4 of a cup, just enough to give it a little taste and a little thickening. I cook that down till the cheese melts. Then I'm going to use me add on it some mushrooms and as much spinach as you want because we all know that spinach cooks down to about absolutely nothing. And you're going to let that cook for maybe about 5 minutes and you'll see it goes to a nice sauce consistency, but it's pretty much however you want and like for it to be. And after you're done with that, that's going to go on our fish and our potatoes. And then now goes to our mashed potatoes. For this, what I did was I boiled down these red potatoes. I cut them in half and I boiled them down for about 20 minutes. I'm actually using an avocado smasher because it works like a potato smasher would. Just to go through and smash down these potatoes. After I smash those down really good the way I like them, I'm going to go through and I am going to add butter, another half of cup of whipping cream, or heavy whipping cream, sorry. Then we're going to add the fresh rosemary and fresh garlic that I have, which of course makes it the rosemary garlic mashed potatoes. I'm going to add the little bit of that seasoning left because I just had to get rid of it. Also going to add more white pepper. And we are going to mix this up. If you're looking at it, it really is a very, very quick little thing to do. This goes good with any meal. If you don't like mashed potatoes, that's fine. You can always use this with rice, but I like the potatoes. As you start to mix it down, it will almost look as if the potatoes are a little runny or watery. But the beautiful thing about potatoes is they are a starch, a heavy starch, and they thicken up just like it would if you were making gravy with flour. So I like to get mine a little runny like this and let them sit on the stove on medium heat for about 10 minutes, and you'll see they're going to start thickening up and they're going to look like really good whipped mashed potatoes. So because I hate boxed mashed potatoes, this gives me the same like consistency you can get from box, but I'm using a real potato and I like the skins in mine. So if you don't like skins, you can boil them and peel them, or peel them and boil them, whatever way you think is best. But this is the way that I personally like mine to be. And after you do the potatoes, you are pretty much done with this. Like I said, this is a pretty quick recipe. Doesn't take much, and it's pretty hard to mess up. So I don't think you can. Then when your fish is done, this is what it looks like. Don't be freaked out if you're not used to it. The burnt sides are really just the lemon juice. It's not on the fish, and that's just the fat coming off that's yellow. Then I plated it. So I plated it with my mashed potatoes first, a little gravy, then my asparagus and my fish, and then a little bit more of the white sauce or gravy right on top. And that is super it, guys. Like I said, 35 to 40 minutes max. Please let me know what you think about this video. Comment, like, share, subscribe. I will see you guys later on this week with another video. And remember, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Bye, guys. See you later.